I've worked on a number of projects that consisted of a crew. Normally it'll be like 4 or 5 of us. And on these projects, each person will have a role, but also kind of wearing multiple hats due to it being a smaller crew. One thing that's super important is being able to communicate with everybody and have everybody running on the same page. Sometimes you don't need anything extra to assist in communication, like if you're working in smaller spaces. But there are cases where people may be a bit more spread out, and instead of having to yell for people to hear you, you can use this right here. This is the Synco XTalk XPro headset. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on specs. I'd rather just tell you my real world experience with them. But some specs I feel may be important is it has 24-hour battery life, up to 500 meters of range. There's a 3.5mm jack for monitoring audio, and you also have the ability to enable noise cancellation. So these were sent to me to check out and make a video on, and they sent me the set of 5. But what I wanted to do was come up with a short project that would allow me and a crew to test these in a real world setting. The last video I uploaded was a short film called Watched, and that was the project we worked on. The whole thing took place outdoors, so I figured it'd be perfect. Now, I just want to talk about my thoughts and how these contributed to the shoot. Let's start with comfort. To keep it short, I had no issues. We wore these for, I'd say, a good 4 hours, and I didn't experience any discomfort, nor did anyone in the crew mention any issues with it. In the beginning, we were going back and forth from our cars to the spot we were going to shoot, just bringing out gear. And with these headsets, we were able to communicate with each other to confirm any additional gear we were gonna need without having to yell out across to each other or waste trips going back and forth. Something else I thought was pretty useful was, for example, I was in one area and a couple of the guys were a bit of distance away, and they were talking to each other about what they were thinking and what they were gonna do. And I was able to hear this. So without me needing to be right there next to them, I'm still in a loop and can give any input if needed. Keep in mind though, you can mute yourself easily by flipping the mic up. So if you're having a convo that doesn't need to be broadcasted to everybody, you can just do that. I will say though, once you're locked in, it can be easy to forget to mute yourself. Like when we were working on this, I know there was a lot of side convos that weren't intended for the headset, but you know, people just forget to mute. So there were times where there was a lot of voices in my ear, but that's not a knock on the headset. As we use it more, we'd get more in the habit of muting when necessary. I didn't do a formal range test, but there was an instance while we were out there that unintentionally tested the range. We were working on the car scene and one of my guys, Angel, went off to, I think, find a restroom. But I remember him going far enough to where I couldn't see him anymore. I think he might have hit a corner. But it was far enough for me to know that these would be good for most, if not all, situations I would need it for. The audio never cut out and it was crystal clear the entire time. I'm not really sure what else to say about them. I mean, they work how they're intended to. And aside from this being somewhat a review, I think the key here is that there is importance in communication when working with the team. I felt like everyone was dialed in and always in the loop of what was going on. And as a result, it helped to make the shoot flow nicely. And yeah, we could have did this project without these. Maybe we would have had to do more legwork or speak louder in some cases, but this was a tool that was key in saving some time and also helping everyone stay coordinated. But if you enjoyed or found this helpful, go ahead and drop this a like, jump down in the comments, let me know what you think, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It only takes a second, and I will see y'all real soon in my next one. Peace.